So, let's get right into it. We're about to crack open a nearly 200-year-old playbook of dirty tricks for winning arguments. But here's the twist. This isn't a how-to guide. Think of it more as an inoculation, a way to see these dishonest tactics coming so you can defend yourself against them.
Oh, come on. You've been there, right? We all have. You're armed with facts. You've got logic on your side. But somehow, you walk away feeling totally defeated and confused, while the other person is doing a victory lap. It's infuriating. So what is going on there? Are they just smarter than you? A better speaker? Or is there something else at play? Are they using a set of rules that you don't even know exist? Well, the answer to that is a big, fat yes.
Okay, so let's start by unpacking why these arguments feel so impossible to win right from the get-go. What's the fundamental problem that stops a real conversation from ever happening?
This right here, this is the heart of it. The philosopher A.C. Grayling just nails it. For most people, an argument isn't about finding the truth, it's about winning. It's a competition, and when you're competing, the truth is often the first thing to get thrown out the window. And the person who really put this whole phenomenon under a microscope was the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer. Almost 200 years ago, he looked at how people argue and he didn't see some noble search for wisdom. No, he saw something a lot darker.
Schopenhauer realized that people are basically playing two different games. In a perfect world, we'd all be on Team A, right? Working together to find the truth. But he said that because of our, and I'm quoting him here, innate vanity, most of us are secretly playing for Team B. Our ego gets in the way, and suddenly, it's not about what's right, it's about being right.
He even gave this win-at-all-costs style a name, controversial dialectic. And I just love his other term for it, the art of intellectual fencing. That's such a perfect image, isn't it? You're not trying to build something with your partner, you're trying to jab, parry, and disarm your opponent, no matter what it takes. You're bringing bricks to build the house, and they're bringing a sword to knock you down.
But Schopenhauer didn't just diagnose the disease. He did something absolutely incredible. He sat down and he wrote out every single dishonest trick he'd ever seen someone use in a debate. He literally wrote the playbook.
He came up with 38 of them, 38 distinct strategies for winning an argument, whether you are right or wrong. I mean, just let that sink in. It is a complete encyclopedia of intellectual dirty tricks.
And you can just see the spectrum of these tactics here. They range from the really subtle, like conceal your game, to the totally disruptive, like interrupting, all the way to the just plain nasty, like becoming personal and insulting. He mapped out the entire dark side of persuasion.
Okay, so we don't have time to go through all 38, but let's break down a few of the greatest hits, the ones you're almost guaranteed to run into out there in the real world, maybe even later today.
First up, a tactic that basically runs the internet. Make your opponent angry. The idea here isn't to beat their argument, it's to break their brain. You want to short-circuit their ability to think straight.
So how's it work? Simple. You provoke them. You do something unfair. Twist their words. Be insolent. Because as Schopenhauer put it, an angry person is incapable of judging a right. Their emotions hijack their logic, they start making mistakes, and then you can pounce. He basically wrote the original guide to trolling.
All right, next up we have the diversion. You probably know it today as Whataboutism, or the pivot. This is the classic move for someone who knows they're about to lose. Schopenhauer's description is just perfect. The second you have them cornered with facts and logic, bam, they suddenly change the subject to something that seems kind of related and start attacking you on this new front. You see politicians do this all the time. You ask them a tough question and they just answer a completely different question they wish you'd asked.
And now, for the last resort, the final play in the book. This is the emergency glass you break when you've been beaten on the facts, your diversions have failed, and you have absolutely nowhere else to go.
The Ad Hominem Attack. You just abandon the topic completely and start attacking the person. Schopenhauer called this an appeal to mere animalism. It's basically admitting that your brain has failed you, and all you have left is to get nasty. It's the ultimate sign of intellectual defeat.
So, after hearing all that, you're probably thinking Schopenhauer must have been a really cynical, manipulative guy, right? To be teaching people these awful tactics. But here's the big twist. That wasn't his goal at all.
Now check this out. This was Schopenhauer's actual personal motto. It's Latin for dedicate life to truth. So the man who wrote the ultimate guide on how to argue dishonestly was himself obsessed with truth. What is going on?
And this right here is the key to everything. Schopenhauer didn't write this book so that you could go out and use these tricks.
He wrote it so that people who care about the truth could instantly recognize these tricks when they're used against them. He gave us the enemy's playbook, not so we could use it, but so we could build the perfect defense. It's a shield, not a sword.
So next time you're in a meeting or a family dinner or just scrolling online, keep these stratagems in your back pocket. When you see someone trying to make their opponent angry, or suddenly changing the subject, or getting personal, you'll know exactly what's happening. You've been inoculated. The only question left is, what are you going to do about it?